up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It's episode 77. And we have the return of an incredible saxophonist, originally from Chicago. The incredible Steve Cole is dropping in for a very good reason. This is the final reveal from my new album. We have revealed the other 9 of the 10 tracks. So I'm so excited to play for you a tune today with Steve. It's called Keep It There. It's track 2 off of the new record. And huge thanks to Steve, number 1, for being a part of the record. But number 2, he sent in a very, very cool video performance of it. And of course, I did my thing as well. So we'll be debuting that in a few minutes. Thank you all for tuning in. We're here every Wednesday, 77 weeks straight now. And we're right here on Adam Holly Artist page. So don't forget to follow. Follow the page. Do us a favor also and hit share so we can spread the good vibes every Wednesday. And, of course, we have great content throughout the week. I let you know about my tour schedule, tour alert. I've got a show in a week and a half in SoCal. I know a lot of you in SoCal were bummed because my CD release at Spaghettini was sold out. Well, this is your chance. Come on down. We're in Wildomar, which is near Temecula, October 3rd. I'll talk more about it later, but grab your tickets. That's a jazz brunch. Can't wait. And if you're at Spaghettini and you want some more, come on down. So, as I mentioned, we got Steve in a few minutes, but, you know, I got to kick it off with a little bit of music to get us started. And I'm going to play a tune that's off the new record. We debuted it about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it featured a good buddy of mine by the name of Julian Vaughn. So it's not the world debut, but it's only the second time this has ever been performed live. So I hope you all enjoy it. It's a tune called Right On, Right On. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was Right On. Right On. Right off of the new record, Rising Up. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. As I mentioned, we've got the one and only Steve Cole in just a minute. But if you want to help us out, just remind you guys, you are the reason we've been here now 77 weeks straight. So if you want to help out, we make it super easy. You can click on the link in the description. That will take you to Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. You can get to my website where you can get autographed copies of my all 4 of my albums. And of course, we have stars as well. So appreciate you guys. And as you know, with my guests that have been on the show previously, I like to reach back into the archives. And so I've got a very special performance from circa, I think, episode 33. Somewhere in the mid-30s, Steve was here. So I grabbed one of those to revisit. And of course, that will be followed by the world premiere of Keep It There. Hope y'all enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Cole. Oh, yes, the one and only Steve Cole. And that track is Keep It There, off of the brand new fourth album, Rising Up, track 2. Appreciate you again so much, Steve. Steve is super busy right now. Of course, he's on the road, but he also teaches full time, I believe, in the Minneapolis area. If anyone knows the name of the college, drop it in the comments. But he's official. He's a college professor. So thanks so much, Steve, for taking the time. And man, that was so much fun. Keep it there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is? It's time to bring in my lovely wife, Kat. Holly with the cat cam. Hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. You are looking gorgeous as
Thank
always.
you.
Different hairstyle for every week. I like it. I like it.
Yes, different hairstyle for every week.
No, it's great. You got to keep us guessing. Keep us guessing.
Right? Exactly.
So what are the people saying out there, Kat? What's the vibes?
Well, the vibes is very, very happy. So many people were really happy to see Steve Cole again.
Yeah. 100%.
And I'm trying to think. I wrote down so many comments, so let's see what I can get through.
Yeah.
The first song that Steve Cole did, Toronto, which was like the throwback of the pandemic.
That was about 40, maybe 45 weeks ago.
Wow. So we were still in lockdown.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. It was like episode 33, 34, somewhere in there. So, anyways.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So during Toronto, Creston Jordan, he says, look at Adam, GQ style. Because you had your shirt open at the top.
Well, you know, you got to give the people what they want. I mean, come on now.
Edgar Correa, he said he loves Steve Cole.
I know.
James Creer said, good to see Steve. Haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, yeah, because he's been busy teaching.
Yeah.
And in his studio.
100%. No, and then he has a new record out. He just had a #1 hit. His new record is awesome. Sounds great. Make sure you check it out. So he's got a lot going on. So definitely appreciate him making the time.
Tommy Myers says, sweet sax. Gary Fuston says, this is nice. A great blend.
Okay.
When you guys were doing Toronto.
100%. I had to come up with some licks. You know, he was shredding over there. I was like, shoot, I had to practice to get ready for that.
And Sheila Singleton says, Steve Cole is so cool, but cool was with all caps.
100%, 100%.
And then let's go to the new song, Keep It There, from Rising Up.
Keep it there.
Michelle Darwin says, this is such a happy tune. It is a happy tune.
Well, thank you.
It's very like upbeat. It makes you feel happy.
Yeah.
Cheryl Walter says, this is a whole vibe.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And then Jerry Walter said, you and Steve killed that song.
Oh, thank you so much. And by the way, I neglected to, but I can do it now. Better late than never. Give you the rest of the credits on that song. So I co-wrote that with my good buddy Carnell Harrell, and he's also playing some of the auxiliary keys on there. I'm playing the Rhodes and the guitars, obviously. Steve Cole jumped in there. The horns are by David Mann, who's been doing a lot of horns for me. A great arranger out of New York. Who else is on there? Nate Kearney on bass, Eric Valentine on drums, and Ramon Islas. Ramon on percussion. Ramon found some time in between tours with Chicago. That's right. He is with Chicago. They are out for like 3 months right now, but I was able to catch him. And so, yeah, there you go. That's the tune, mixed by me, mastered by Steve Hall.
Right.
And, yeah, I'm really proud of that one. Track 2.
This is so funny. So when you're talking about Steve teaching, Nicole Caselli says that makes 2 of you, the professor and the doctor.
Yeah, well, I've been teaching as well. So we're now in week, I believe, 5 or 6. I should know. But we're having so much fun. I've got my private students. This semester, it's a little lighter just because of the pandemic. We don't have as many students. So I have 3 private students and a class, so 5 hours a week. And that's plenty because, you know, spending those last 2 semesters virtually, you get used to not doing the drive, finding parking, walking to the class.
Right.
So, man, these last couple weeks, I came home and literally collapsed. So I got to get my chops back.
And then Jerry Walters piggybacked on that, and he said, Professors squared tonight.
That's right.
That is so funny.
Oh, that's good.
And then so also for Keep It There, Nicole Caselli said, this song is jammin'.
Thank you.
Robert Crutcher says, I really like this groove.
Oh, appreciate it. You know,
and so many hearts were flying up for Keep It There.
You know, trying to do a little something.
And then, of course, the throwback video when you guys were playing Toronto, Steve's song.
Yeah.
So many people were commenting about the COVID curls.
In fun fact, I just thought of right now, David Mann did the horn arrangement on Keep It There. He co-wrote Toronto with Steve. So David Mann is a part of both of those tunes. And Steve Cole actually was telling us when we did the interview about 9 months back, is that David Mann originally wrote that track when he was stuck on tour. Can you guess where?
No.
Toronto. Thanks for playing along, Kat.
Right? I totally lost. Oh, here it is. Kurt Smith. He answered your question for Steve teaching. It says University of St. Thomas in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yeah. There you go.
You say yeah, like you knew. You didn't know.
I was testing everyone else out there, just making sure, making sure. So.
And then we, of course, have everyone likes to throw in where they're watching from.
Yeah.
So we have Portia Stewart, my sister.
Oh, hey.
Watching from Loganville, Georgia. And then Sheila Singleton says, hey, from Kansas City.
Yeah. What's up, Kansas City? We need to get back there. That barbecue is real. Julian Vaughn hooked up a gig for me back in 2017, and we went to Gates, which is kind of like the old school place, and we went to kind of a foo-foo new place, Jack Stack. And they both were amazing. Very different. Very different.
Very different.
But so good.
And then we, of course, have Marilyn and Rick
All right,
watching in
what's
San
up?
Diego. Hi, we missed you guys so much at Spaghettini.
Yeah.
But we know that you would have been there otherwise, but I know Rick was resting up.
Hey, come through to Wildomar. Hey, that's actually a great segue. I can throw this up. I've got new tour dates for you guys. We have a few new gigs since last week. This jazz brunch that I'm doing is a brand new venue. Marcus Anderson and Julian Vaughn have both played there. So I'm excited to be the third artist to do this jazz brunch. It's in Wildomar, which is near Temecula. And it is on a Sunday. And doors are at 10 a.m. I play around probably 11:30. And doing a full show for you guys, a bunch of the new music, a bunch of the favorites. So any of you guys that missed Spaghettini, come through. If you made it to Spaghettini, come through anyways.
Right.
Check out the show again. So it's very easy to get tickets. Just go to eventbrite.com, E-V-E-N-T, Bright is B-R-I-T-E, and just search Adam Holly. It's the first one that pops up. A couple other of these have already been on the schedule for a while, but here's a new one. All of you people in Vegas or anywhere near Vegas would love to see you. We've got a triple bill. We've got a fantastic local singer there, Phil Denny, and of course myself will be hanging out at the Summerlin Library October 30th. That's a Saturday night. So grab your tickets that just went on sale. And I'm just announcing it right now for the first time. And the rest of these have been up here for a while, but you can find out about all of these dates at adamholly.com. And hope to see you guys out there. It's going to be very fun end of the year. I think I have 14 dates for the rest of 2021. And then they are coming in for 2022, as you can see, too. So there you go.
Nice. You have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, got to keep the lights on. Got to do something. Got the new record. Got to play these new tunes. So
very true.
Having a lot of fun with it.
Okay, and we have just to finish up where some people were shouting out. Cece, always watching from London. Hi,
What's
good
up?
Morning. We should say
London town.
Right. Sunny Fink is watching in Denver, Colorado.
What's up? What's up?
Yvonne Harris Jones is watching from New York.
Okay, nice.
And there's a few people I saw that said they were watching is either from the Midwest or the East Coast, and also in Canada. I know Valerie and Allison are in Canada, and it's raining in a lot of places.
Yeah, it's not here. It was very hot. We hit 100 degrees again, although the next week or so is going to be in like the low 80s, which we're excited about because it'll be just a little bit more tolerable. So.
Michelle Dahlwin says, Kat, your new hairdo makes you look like a college co-ed.
That is too
I
funny.
know. You know, it's so funny because when I do my hair in different styles, I look different ages.
Yeah, 100%.
So when I wear my hair back, like natural like this, I look very young.
Hey, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I know, it is a good thing.
Aging with style.
Aging with style. For when you were playing your first song, Joseph England says, I love Eastlake. What a groove. And the horns.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Eastlake was playing on the
backing track.
the intro. Yeah, yeah. Eastlake. That's
I guess right before you played your first song.
Yeah, that's all the way from the first record. And very quick backstory on that too. And I wrote that when I was on tour with Layla Hathaway and Ruben Studdard. And we were playing at Jazz Alley for 4 nights. And when you perform at Jazz Alley, you stay in these condos. And we were there for 5 days, got there a day early. We had a lot of free time. There's a piano there, so I ended up writing that song. And can you guess what area of Seattle was it called that we were staying in?
I know.
Eastlake. Ladies and gentlemen, there's not always a whole lot of forethought in these titles. Well, you know, it's hard with instrumental music. You got to come up with the titles. So sometimes I take the area where I'm at or the area I'm thinking of. In the case of my tune Detroit, I didn't write that in Detroit, but I was just thinking of the nightlife in Detroit and, try to make a way somehow.
And, Gloria Bowman says she's looking forward to seeing you at, is it Chase Lounge in Columbia, South Carolina next month?
Yes, I'll throw that up real quick one more time. That is going to be a doozy. We are doing Louisville on the 14th, Davenport, Iowa on the 15th, Chicago on the 16th. We go home for a few days. Then we do Atlanta, Birmingham, Columbia, then fly back to LA, do the Catalina Jazz Festival. So we are going to collapse on October 25th, I think. But yeah, very excited to be at Chase Lounge, October 23rd. That's a Saturday night. Grab your tickets. That one was just confirmed a few days ago, and excited to debut in Columbia, South Carolina. It's going to be great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jocelyn Roach says, love Rising Up.
Thank
and
you.
Marcus Useri says, I was playing the album yesterday, Cutting the Lawn.
All right, I like it. Hey, I'll take it.
And so many people were just saying that they've been listening to it while driving, listening to it in the house, and so many people are just really digging the new music. I saw at least 4 comments people were saying that about the album.
And I apologize. Somebody tagged me today on Instagram, and they said they can't wait to ride their Harley and listen to the record. They said they wanted to ride their Harley down the beach. So I thought that was so cool. So
that
really,
is cool.
You guys warm my heart. Really appreciate you so much. We're just having so much fun with the new record. And by the way, I should have printed out a graphic. I'll post it maybe tomorrow. But Rising Up is officially my 3rd top 10 album. I'm so excited. It debuted at number 8 on Billboard. So do me a favor. Tell all your friends about it. We want to push it up the album chart and see how high we can go. But definitely feel honored that you guys made it my 3rd top 10 album on the Contemporary Jazz Billboard chart. So we're rolling. We're rising up out here.
Rising up.
Yeah.
That's right. And then we've gotten to a conversation in the comments about the SoCal weather. And people are saying, don't rub it in SoCal because, oh my goodness, let me see if I can find it. I feel so bad. I think it was, I don't know who it was, but it says, what is rain? I've forgotten what it looks like.
Yeah, we haven't had rain in 3 months. It's crazy.
And then Cece in London is like, come over here. I'm sure you'll get really familiar with it.
100%.
And then Allison Fader is like, don't rub it in SoCal. But we will be getting it soon. It's starting to get windy now, the Santa Ana winds that I tell you guys all about that we get in fall, winter, and then early spring. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's still hot.
Well, speaking of conditions around here, we do have pictures from our last week. And I saw somebody, sorry, these comments fly by so fast.
Yeah, they do.
But somebody said, we want to see Rufus. Well, we don't have Rufus in person because he needs to get groomed. But we do have a very, very funny picture from the past week. Bam! So Rufus has been our companion now, going and coming from school when we take little Adam. He's in 7th grade, and it's about maybe an 8-minute drive to his middle school, and Rufus has been our companion now. He really enjoys it. He looks forward to it each week. We're still trying to get him to stop barking at the other middle schoolers. But other than that, he's been a nice companion.
It's hit or miss. I don't know what determines a reaction. Some kids pass by and he's just looking, and another will pass by and then he either growls or barks. So
yeah.
Lori Erickson says, "Oh, look at Rufus. He's no backseat driver." That is so funny because we put him in the back, with Adam Jr. riding, but he knows exactly what time that he has to come to the front seat, because when Adam Jr. gets out of the back, we don't want him, running out of the back. And so he kind of has the timing, just right. Actually this morning, he was like putting his paw on my shoulder, like, I need to come up there.
I really enjoy this pose he's doing too. He looks very determined, like onwards. Right. Onwards and upwards. And then, as we mentioned, Adam Jr. has been playing basketball. So this is from, what is this? From his private coaching sessions, probably, right?
No, this is from practice last week. But he was actually talking to his coach because, remember, you guys, we have the ankle injury. So he was talking to his coach, explaining to him what was going on. And the coach, I don't know what they were talking about, but I thought it was really cute.
They look very serious.
So I snapped some photos.
And let's see. Oh, this is us from our show from last weekend. So we haven't even talked about that. There's so much to talk about. We were in Lubbock, Texas, West Texas, last Saturday and had an awesome show at the Buddy Holly Hall. So they have a new performing arts center there dedicated to Buddy Holly, the great rock and roll artist. And this is us right about to go on stage. And we had so much fun. Huge thanks to Tom Braxton. He coordinated. His band came and played for me. And huge thanks to Shirley Green. She is the chairwoman of the Cap Rock Jazz Festival. So we had so much fun out there. It was such a blast. And I think... looks like you caught me right before you came on stage right here. I've been enjoying these back behind the scenes photos. They've been fun. I got to make sure I look cool.
Right.
Because you're gonna grab me when I'm doing some funny guitar pose. But no, we had a huge blast. So again, big thanks to everyone in Lubbock who came through. We had such a blast. And let's see. Oh, so here's an update on the backyard. And I'll let you take this since you are the queen of the castle in terms of our renovation. So take it away, Kat.
Thank you. Don't forget it. You guys all heard it on AH Live. Queen of the Castle.
I shouldn't have given up so easily.
Okay, so I know a while ago, so many people were concerned about our air units on this backside of the house and then with the pool. And remember, we said that we were going to have them moved to the other side of the house. Well, this week was that time. So we had some people come out and you can see them working, and it was like a whole thing. I didn't really realize everything that went into it.
Yeah, they put about, I would say they showed up around 8 a.m. and they were done around 1:30. So yeah, they put a good 7.5, 8 hours in.
Yeah. And so boom, they're gone.
What a difference.
So that whole
what a difference a day makes.
That whole walkway right there is just super clear and free. We'll be able to walk.
We have that many more access points for cannonballs.
Right.
So but look at that. That is a big difference.
Yeah.
Before, or maybe this is a better before and after. I like it. Right. I think we have one more view from the other side. Yep. So we've got a bunch of room there, so I'm excited. It's coming together. Now we got to do the decking. So we're getting some quotes from a few different contractors on the concrete decking, and once we do that, they'll do the pebble in the bottom, and then they'll fill it up.
Right.
So we're right on schedule for 2022, as I've been saying for the last 5 months.
Right. Exactly.
So that's our last week in pictures.
Yes.
And so that's kind of what's up. We had one show as a light week, only one show in Texas, and then little Adam with basketball, and the backyard is slowly but surely coming together. Don't call me Shirley.
Ellen Nakata Harper says, "Oh wow, how about a slide from the window into the pool?"
You're not the first person to recommend that. Maybe we should look into it.
But it's not that close though. The photos probably are deceptive, but it's not. I think you would kind of hurt yourself. It's a little farther.
Well, no, she's saying to have a slide, like a water slide.
Yeah, that would be really. I'm sure Adam Jr.
Yeah, that would be something else. Yeah, hopefully he's not listening right now because we're doomed.
And Jerry Walter says pool party at the Hollies in 2022.
Exactly. Let's go. We're ready.
I know.
We want to get our pizza oven cranking up. We want to get the grill going.
Yes. And you know what is so crazy? I was just telling my mom and Adam last week. I said all summer we have not had the grill and we have not had the pizza oven. And it's so crazy because I don't know what we were thinking when we had put the grill under the pergola and the pizza oven before they started doing everything with the pool. And so now it's all stuck there.
But you know, now that it's kind of rounding into shape and there's not like a bunch of trenches, we actually could crank it up, sometime soon, even before it's done. So. No?
Yeah, well, like if you clean it,
okay,
you can have that job.
Okay, thanks.
And actually, the grill, you guys, we've had our grill for probably 9 years.
I sense a request for a new grill coming.
So that can go in the junk haul.
Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. We'll put that under review. We'll see.
That is so funny. And speaking of Grammy is not here, you guys. Grammy left yesterday. She's in Georgia.
We lost her to ATL.
Yeah. She's in Georgia with my sister. My sister is having surgery in a couple of days, I think. So she's going to be there for a little while, helping out with her recovery. And then all the kids there. My sister and brother-in-law have 3 kids, Adam Jr.'s cousins. You guys saw photos of them back in the summer when they were here.
Right.
So she's there. And we miss her. Today was one full day without Grammy.
She had, from what I heard, smooth travel, direct flight. Mm-hmm. And so she made it out.
You know what? I totally forgot to tell this story.
Okay,
because we're talking about Grammy. So you guys, we had the air conditioning guys come and move the units.
Right.
Well, when I left to go pick up Adam Jr. from school, and I took Rufus with me, Adam Senior was up here in the studio working, and then Grammy was upstairs as well. And I guess the contractor needed something. I don't know. So my mom said that she heard, someone saying, Adam, yoo-hoo. And so she goes downstairs, and the guy is standing in the house like he was poking his head through the sliding door, and then he just helped himself into the house, giving himself a self-guided tour. And Grammy's like, can I help you? And he's like, wowza. Whoa. This is such a nice house.
Well, and that's a big compliment to you, because what he was seeing was the kitchen, and we've got the mini chandeliers and the granite, and you refinished the cabinet, so it looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
So that's a compliment to you.
It was so hilarious because Grammy was like, what are you doing? And she said the whole entire time he was not looking at her. He just was looking at everything. And he's like, how old are these houses? This looks brand new. And she's thinking, like, can you please step back outside? And he's like, can you tell Adam, we're almost done? But it's like so weird because if no one came to the back door when you were knocking, because he said, I was knocking for a while, then like, why didn't you just go to the front door and ring the doorbell?
Well, and also he has my phone number. We've been communicating, so he could have just called. So, well, anyways.
It's just so funny. And then he's like, wowza. And I told my mom, I said, wowza? That sounds like a word from a comic book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those action words. There's a name for that. I got to look that up. Put that in the comments. There's a vocabulary word for words that they read how they sound. Action words. So that's what that sounds like.
Exactly. Creston Jordan says security. Well, Rufus is the security, but I had Rufus with me to pick up Adam Jr.
The system broke down.
But if Rufus was here, he woun't have been able to even open the door because Rufus
I think it's an onomatopoeia.
Sheila Singleton said he had no business in there.
Oh, man. Well, he helped himself to the views. Yep, I was right. Funny. Kurt Schmidt, onomatopoeia. Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you, Kurt.
Onomatopoeia. Wowza.
All right, so we have a few Ask Adams if we have time.
Let's do it. Okay, we have time for a couple.
Okay. So this first one is from Isabella, watching from Dubai. Hi, Isabella.
What's up?
She says, what advice would you give to someone learning guitar?
The main thing is it's challenging to build up the strength and the stamina, especially with your left hand, to press down the strings. It's going to hurt in the beginning, and also you're going to get fatigued really quickly. So what happens is a lot of people get discouraged, and they'll only play like once a week or once every 2 weeks. And then when they do play, they might play for a long time. Well, you're much better off taking those hours and distributing them equally. So play a little bit each day, even if it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because what will happen is you'll build up your muscles, you'll build up the calluses on your fingers, and also you'll build up your muscle memory, because that's the main challenge is it's a lot of coordination to come up with the chords and the different scales. So that's my number one recommendation. I tell everybody, all my students, all the way from beginners all the way up to college students, is consistency is the key. So do a little bit each day.
And Tommy Meyer says, which you touched on a little bit earlier, but she was asking, has school started for you teaching? And then Allison Fader also had a question kind of asking, like, what are you guys up to?
Yeah, so school has started, as I mentioned earlier in today's episode, about 6 weeks ago. And so I have an ensemble class, which is a lot of fun. We have guitarists, bassists, pianists, drummers, and vocalists. And so I've put them into 4 groups, and they're working on new repertoire. They have a concert at the end of the semester we're working towards. But also one of the groups is going to perform at the stadium dedication, which is really cool. I teach at Saddleback College, and they just built a brand new football stadium. So actually next Saturday, one of my groups is going to perform at the stadium dedication. It's homecoming night, so they're very excited. I'm excited for them, and I've been recruited as a sound man, so I'll be there twisting some knobs, and but it'll be a lot of fun. So that's what we're up to right now. And then, as I mentioned, I have 3 private guitar students, so we're working on just everything, just getting better at the guitar, scales, rudiments, arpeggios, repertoire, transcribing great guitar solos. So we get into a whole lot of things. And a lot of times I'm a counselor too. I'm giving them career advice on how to get out and get into the music scene, how to find gigs. Because I teach at a community college, a lot of the students are looking to transfer, so I give them advice in terms of transferring to a 4-year. So we go through a myriad of subjects, and I really enjoy it. I've been at this particular college, I think it's now 7 or 8 years, and it's been a blast. So
nice.
Yeah.
Robert Crutchard says, do you produce your stage show or just do what you do?
Do I produce my stage show? I'm not sure what he means by that. Maybe you can elaborate on your question.
Elaborate for us in the comments.
Okay.
And this is from Gary Fuston. He says, did you and Adam call a truce on snapping a photo when you sleep on the plane? No, there's no truce. So we just actually haven't been on any flights. And the last 2 flights we took, we didn't sleep.
Yeah, we didn't fall asleep. It was a very relaxed itinerary. We had a 1 p.m. flight, which was like glorious. That never happens. And so we were able to drop off little Adam at school, go get some breakfast, mosey on over to the airport. And then same thing when we came home on Sunday, we had an 11 p.m. or 11:30 p.m. flight, or a.m. I should say. Mm-hmm. So we were able to get actually some sleep after the gig. So no, nobody conked out on these flights, but I guarantee you some of these trips coming up, it's going to be on.
It's either me or him. So you guys will see.
Yeah.
This is also from Isabella. She says, what inspires you when creating melodies?
Oh, that's a great question. Sometimes I hear the melodies in my head, and sometimes I work really hard on them. I'll give you an example. To the Top is a track off of my 3rd record. And when I was doing the record, I had 9 songs. I usually do 10. And I just knew I needed a first single. I needed a song to really launch the album, be the first single to radio, and kind of, give it a boost. And I didn't feel like I had a first single. So I actually worked on To the Top harder than any other song. I worked on just the melody. I had the track, but I worked on the melody for at least a month, just trying different things. And it worked out. That ended up being Song of the Year for 2020. So, that month of hard work paid off. But other tunes, it just comes to me. While You Were Dreaming, as an example, a tune off of my first album where I literally dreamt the entire tune and then fortunately was able to remember it afterwards. So, yeah, it just kind of depends.
Crazy.
I Don't Mind is one kind of like that, too. I had the melody, but nothing else. So I recorded the melody into my voice memo app on my phone and then wrote the whole song around that. Boo-da-boo-da-boo. That's all I had. And I wrote the whole song around it. So, this is a little bit of both.
And this kind of goes into songwriting. Nicole Caselli says, any backstories to the song titles on the new album?
Oh gosh, on the new album. Well, let me pull up the track listing here so I don't miss anything. I'll go on to Apple Music so I can get 0.0005 cents. Let me see. Go to album. Well, the first track is called Gotta Get Up. And as you know, I always like to do something really dynamic with track one. I want to just bam, just really grab your attention. So I just felt like Gotta Get Up, that really encapsulated that, of just like it was a tune that just grabbed you, just like getting up in the morning and getting your coffee and launching on your day. So that was that track. Keep It There was just like a that was the one I played today with Steve Cole. So it was just kind of grooving. So I felt like that kind of same thing with Right On, Right On. I just felt like it was kind of like a mantra. Let's Get Down Tonight. I felt like I could hear that in the melody of that tune that features Vincent Ingala. On the one, I don't know. That was something that just kind of came to me. I was just trying to think of a name of that tune. And, sometimes I'm looking around in the room and I look at like a box of chips or something. I start looking at the ingredients, so. Keep On Dancing. That's just a feel-good dance track. So I wanted a title that kind of encapsulated that. Rising Up, that track ended up representing the whole album and ended up becoming the title track and the name to the album. So that was something that came pretty quickly to me. I felt like it was an upbeat tune, and I felt like we were all trying to rise up out of just the craziness of the past year and a half. So that was definitely a very purposeful title. I felt like the vibe of the tune and the vibe of the record was just that we were rising up. Come On and Dance, same thing. That's a stepping tune. So it's just like, say you're on the dance floor and you're like, come on and dance. Undeniable, that definitely had a lot to do with the tune. It just had just a undeniable groove. And that was another one I co-wrote with my buddy Carnell Harrell. And it has kind of a neo-soul, just real smoky vibe. The vibe is undeniable. And then the last tune is a cover, so we didn't name that. But Tell Me You Love Me, which was originally done by Demi Lovato. Always love to carve out a part of each album for my lovely wife, Kat. And you did such an amazing job on that. And it's such a poignant capper to the 10 songs. So
poignant capper.
Yeah, so that's the background on the Rising Up record.
Nice. And, Joseph England says, any details about the Christmas show in Richmond, such as a special guest?
Yeah, so the show in Richmond is at a place called The Garage. It's a new venue. They've been having a lot of people come through, Julian Vaughn, Marcus Anderson, and so I'm very excited to play there for the first time. I've played Richmond twice at the Tin Pan, so this will be our first time at The Garage. It's supposed to be a very, very cool venue. And what I can tell you about the music, it'll be a mix. We'll definitely do some Christmas selections because that's the weekend before Christmas. But of course, we'll throw in some of your favorites as well and some of our old school. So it's going to be a blast. I hope you guys can make it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I think we'll be on a 3-show run that weekend. We've got St. Louis on Friday. We've got Richmond on Saturday. And I'm trying to get Thursday night at South in Philadelphia. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're in Philly, hit up Gerald Beasley, tell him to lock the date down. We're kind of circling around right now with emails, so tell him you want to see me in December. So I hope to see you guys all there on that weekend.
So last one, Preston Jordan kind of had 2. He says, what does your shirt say? And it says Fender.
Yeah. Fender guitar.
says Fender. He also says, how's Adam Jr. and Grammy doing? Well, we said Grammy was in Georgia.
She left us, sadly.
She left us.
ATL.
We're not going to see her for a while. And Adam Jr., he's doing great. He's doing great in school, all straight A's.
Oh, he's killing it. A's and A pluses.
Yes, A's and A pluses.
If it's not an A, it's an A plus.
And his ankle, it is doing better than last week. He missed the past 2 practices, last Thursday and last night, but we still go because I told him, I said, if you're in high school or college or a travel ball team, I said, then, if you're injured, you're still part of the team, so you still have to be there. So we go and, he watches practice. He hasn't done his private training. And remember I said we had to go see sports medicine. Well, everything takes forever.
Yeah.
So the earliest they can get in to see him is October 6th. But I've been calling yesterday and today to see if there's any cancellations, and I'll be calling every day.
Yeah.
And today, actually, there was. So they had the day prior, so October 5th. Okay. So now we're at October 5th.
Well, that's a day earlier.
So we'll see what happens tomorrow when I call because, they start playing games in a couple of weeks, and he wants to start practicing. He did get x-rays back. X-rays were fine, although the doctor was saying that it's, obviously like something in the Achilles, and she just doesn't want him to put too much activity on it if it's like a tendon that's really, really strained or about to tear. However, the x-rays don't show any of that, but she's just being cautious. And so he can't really do too much, but he can do more than he could last week. So I think tomorrow after school, we're going to get him an Achilles heel brace just to see how he can do dribbling and shooting. And if he can at least do that much, then he can do that in private training and then just kind of do what he can for practice, because I know he hates it just sitting there.
Yeah.
And he's been icing it every night in a bucket with some Epsom salt and putting some ice in the water. And he does his stretches. He puts an ice pack on his ankle when he goes to sleep. So he's doing all the right things. We just don't know the exact prognosis because we haven't been to sports medicine. But he's I could tell he's really upset. He wants to play.
Yeah, of course. No, he wants to be out there with his teammates.
I know.
And he's waited so long
to
play.
Send all your positive vibes and prayers for speedy recovery
100%.
And strengthen his ankle
100%.
and for him to do well. But, that's an athlete for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Injuries all the time and playing through pain and poor thing. We wrap his ankle every day for school with some Katie tape or just athletic tape under his socks. So. But
100%.
That's all, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Kat, as always. Appreciate you, and we will see you next week.
See you guys next week.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. I'm going to reveal next week's guest, and he is an incredible bassist, both lead bassist and rhythm bassist, if you will. The one and only Darrell Williams is making his return to AH Live. He's got a brand new single that he collaborated with the one and only Jeff Lorber on. He's going to perform that for us. It's called Goldilocks. If you listen to jazz radio, you've been hearing it lately. So tune in next week, episode 78, Wednesday, September 29th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for the one and only Darrell Williams, multi-time top 10 artist and also bassist to the stars. He's played with everybody. Everybody from Shaka Khan to Huge Groove and so on. So hope you'll tune in. Kat is flagging me down. Do you have something that you want to say, Kat?
There's just one more question. I totally skimmed by it.
Okay.
And I'm so sorry because it's a great question. This is from Wilkie Edison. I've never seen your name, so I don't know if you're new or if this is just your first time asking a question, but hi, welcome.
What's up, Wilkie?
And Wilkie says, how much time do you guys rehearse before the actual show with musicians in other cities? Do you send them tracks of what you will be playing at the show beforehand? I thought that was a really good question because so many people ask us that and they don't know the trials and tribulations?
Yeah, definitely. No, that's a great question. And typically I'll use bands that are local to each city, and it gets a lot easier. This is on my 7th year of touring. So normally when we go into a city, I'm playing with people who've done my show before, or maybe there's just 1 or 2 people that are new. So it's definitely gotten a lot easier. But yeah, sometimes, like for instance, in Lubbock, Texas, Tom Braxton had done my show before, but the rest of his band had not. So we weren't able to go over everything. We probably rehearsed for about an hour. So you just kind of pick and choose kind of the trouble spots. And then, yeah, to answer your question, I do send the music well in advance. I usually send it about a month early, and they have charts. They have and they also have the recordings with the live arrangements. So I try to make it as easy as I can. And for the most part, it's been great. As I said, we get a lot of repeat musicians, fortunately. And so for the most part, it's been great. You know, I've got people in Atlanta. I've got people in Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago, Pensacola, Tampa. And so I'll just grab them. And a lot of times guys will play with me 5-6 times in a year. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Dropbox. My Dropbox
Right.
account gets a lot of work in.
Well, yeah, that's all. When I scrolled through my phone, I saw that I skipped that, so I wanted to make sure we got that in. And I'm so excited about Daryl next week. So many people are too.
DW. All right.
DW.
Thanks,
Bye.
Kat. All right. So DW next week. And a reminder, if you want to grab the new record, you can order it on adamholly.com. I'll send you a signed copy straight to you. And of course, it's available everywhere. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on all of the streaming services. So hope you'll check it out. As I mentioned, we debuted at number 8, which is an awesome debut on the album track. So let's keep pushing it up. Tell your friends, grab a copy. They make great gifts as well. And if you want to help out the show, click that link in the description. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. You can get to my website. And then also you can do stars through Facebook. So I'm going to send us out with an oldie but a goodie. This is a tune from my very first album. And this was the very first person to agree to be featured on one of my records. I'm talking about Brian Culbertson. And it's a tune called Cruisin'. I hope you enjoy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. That was just a little bit of cruising from the first record. Big thanks to Steve Cole for dropping in AH Live. Next week we have the return of Daryl Williams with more brand new music. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.